Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here for another video on Marvel Snap. My apologies that it has been probably about a week now since I've done anything, but I'm hoping to get back into it and start doing more, especially deck gameplay videos. When the news, I know I didn't do a video on the news of the latest season of as you can see here, the Silver Surfer season for this, and honestly, it's pretty cool right now. We have Clintar running, which we may encounter in our gameplay video today, as you can see as the featured location. But today we're going to be talking about the Hela deck, because I recently unlocked her, so a lot of my deck gameplay videos are going to be my experiences with some of the cards that I've unlocked along the way now in Pool or Series 3. So that's what we're going to be doing today in this video, so if you're ready to go, let's boil this down. Okay, so I want to start off here, and this is the deck that I've produced for my Hela deck. There's a few cards that I really want to go over for those of you who are in Pool 3 who maybe have Hela, and what cards that you can or should use. Now, of course, this is going to be tailored around, you know, what I have available to me, and this is what I felt is the best for me. So first off, we want to start out, I'm going to start off by talking about Hela specifically and what she does. So she is a 6/6 card, so you're going to play this typically, you know, depending on what locations are there, at the end of the game. And on reveal, play all cards that you discarded from your hand to random locations. So this is really, really powerful, and it can really turn the tide really quickly. However, there is some random elements here, especially because you don't know where the cards are going to play, depending on what's already filled up and what's not. And you really have to make sure that you don't accidentally discard Hela on your way to turn 6. Now, you're probably going to see a little bit of gameplay where I accidentally discard Hela, and I'm probably gonna swear and get mad, because that does happen from time to time. But you know how you would kind of fight against this is you really want to make sure that you have Invisible Woman. You don't have to have her, but it makes things a lot easier. So if you're able to play Invisible Woman down on the field first, especially early on, like turn 2, turn 3, then you can hide your other discard cards until the end of the game. So what you would do is you would put Invisible Woman down first, and then you would put 2 discard cards, you know, in that order, and then Hela as the 4th card in that location. That way they flip in order so that the discards happen, and then Hela happens, and then, you know, discards, and then summons the cards. And so that makes it very helpful. If you don't, you run the risk of if Hela's in your hand, you run the risk of accidentally discarding Hela. Now, of course, I use some other cards, so Lady Sif, for example, discards the highest cost card. So if you have Hela and other 6 cost cards, I'm pretty sure it's at random. I don't think it matters from left to right or anything like that, which card she chooses. So you have to be careful about that. And some other discard cards that I play, Blade, a pretty common discard card, it's random. Gambit, this is a new one actually that I've added in, and this can go really interesting, especially if you happen to land on a combo of, say, Gambit and Odin, because this can really help towards the end of the game if they don't have too many cards, and could really turn the tide here. But yeah, discards 1 card from your hand, destroys a random enemy. This is a Pool 3 card. Moon Knight, who is also Pool 3, discard a card from each player's hand, so again, at random, and can really, you know, damage theirs as well. And then we have Swordmaster, really good ratios here at 3/6, but again, it's another random discard. So quite a lot of discarding here. I also have Jubilee, who is 4, and my other cards are just mainly discard fodder, so that when Hela summons these, it really helps. So Black Panther at 5/4, and then turns into 5/8, and then in conjunction with Odin, if they happen to land in the same location, they can actually, you know, they double up that way, and they trigger it again. Can also trigger Jubilee's effect again, which is pretty interesting. So really like having that one. And then Hulk and the Infinite. The Infinite absolutely has to be in there, because if you discard the Infinite and then you use Hela to summon it, you're essentially getting a free 6 cost card, a 6/20, which is crazy because it doesn't matter about the conditions to play the Infinite. There are some other cards that you probably could be using in here, but those are the ones that I decided. Sorry, I should have sorted this by energy cost. Other cards that you maybe would be able to use, but like I don't have available to me necessarily. You could use America Chavez in there. I know some people do that so that you have a better chance of picking up certain cards. I could replace the Hulk with America Chavez to give me a better chance of pulling Hela, because she's only going to appear on turn 6. And as far as other 5-cost cards that I have, I don't know how many of them that I would actually want to have in my deck to be played on turn 6 or something like that. So, yeah, that's where I'm leaving things at the moment. But let me know in the comments down below what other cards that you've used in the deck that have kind of worked for you. So I just wanted to go over this very quickly before we get into the gameplay, so let's get on to that. Alright, let's get this party started. Also, keep in mind that the deck that I'm using for this is going to be down below. So just to, remind you of what cards that I am using for this. And let's see here. So we have nothing we can play. We do have Hela in our hand, which is great. But we have a lot of discard cards, and I need to be super careful about accidentally discarding her. And you may hear some bleeps or quacks if I accidentally discard her, and I didn't mean to, so we'll find out. Now, the problem, I wouldn't say a problem with this deck is, I hate these rocks, by the way. That's not helpful for this, and I really don't want more. I love the Vibranium rocks, but it's not good for this deck, so I'm just going to be placing that here. And some of the problems is that I'm not running a lot of low energy cost cards, so what can happen is that I'm not actually doing anything major until about turn 3, but I can still win despite that. So, if you can discard some really heavy top-end cards, and then you do that, then it's really easy. So, I'm going to go, not with Sif, because that's going to discard Hela. I'm actually going to use Moon Knight and hope that I don't delete Hela. Otherwise, you're going to hear some quacks and me bailing out. So typically, if your Hela gets discarded, I would probably retreat, because at that point, that's like the main part of your deck. And we got Lady Sif, so that's okay. Oh, we deleted their Magneto. Even better. I didn't know that he had that, so that's good. And now we have Invisible Woman, which is interesting, because I think at this point, though, I'm probably going to play yours from your hand. I'm really afraid that that's going to actually trigger one of my discard cards and delete Hela. But I'm going to use Jubilee here. Normally I would play Invisible Woman, but it's kind of late, and I don't know if I need to. The problem is I've only discarded one card here, so small issue. We'll see who Jubilee ends up dragging out of my deck. Could be good. Oh, we got the Infinite. Now that's not going to matter, and this is actually a bit of an issue because I don't know if I really want Hela. So what I'm going to do is I think, you know what? I'm actually, if it pulls out Odin, that's a problem too, because then Moon Knight's going to delete my Hela. I was thinking of putting Invisible Woman down and Gambit hiding behind it. If it brings out Hela, it's okay, but it's not really doing what I want it to do. So we're gonna do this, but I have if he brings out Odin, it's gonna be a bit of a waste, and then it's gonna trigger Moon Knight, which is gonna delete my Hela. If it brings out Hela, I haven't really. Who did I discard? I didn't really discard anyone that important, so that's a bit of an issue too. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, hey, then he just. I can't do it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. That's actually for the best, probably, unless this deletes Hela. No, it didn't. It deleted Odin. That's good, actually. That's not bad. I think I still have a chance, even though I did not get a free card play. That's okay. I'm actually, you know what? I'm gonna snap, and he left, actually. So it didn't really matter too much. I didn't actually get to play the full Hela experience there, unfortunately, but you have to be really conscious about your discard cards because you don't want Hela discarded. Okay, in for another game here. So we have Hela in our hand already, right? And we've talked about why this is a bit of a problem. It can be. I have a 1 in 3 chance for it not to be Hela. Incoming quack. Alright, so this time we have Hela in our... We seem to be getting Hela in our hand quite frequently in these games. Which is actually funny, because when I'm not recording it, it does not happen this much. And I can't really play anything until turn 3. I'm gonna play Swordmaster to Kiln. Ah, crap. gonna play Moon Knight, actually, over here. Because if we do manage to discard cards and Hela does not get discarded, then they can actually play to there later on. And so that might be okay. Black Panther... The Infinite, that's good. Now... There's nobody at the Gamma Lab, either. So... After turn 4... So what I'm gonna do is... Because I feel pretty good about that, I'm gonna use Jubilee. I don't know who's in my deck, actually. I'm thinking that I haven't drawn... I'm feeling it's gonna be like something stupid that I'm gonna pull out here. Black Panther... Actually, that wasn't terrible. I'm one away, though, and now that's closed down, so I would have to hope for... what I'm going to do is I'm going to play... Oh, boy. If I'm going to play Swordmaster. I have a 1 in 4... Please! Please don't delete my Hela. Literally 1 in 4 chance. Okay, I didn't really want Lady Sif, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Hela here to block the actual extra space. I'm going to snap. I have 2 cards discarded, and I'm hoping that one of them plays here. That way, we'll probably win. It's only Sif and the Infinite, so... Doesn't matter. Ooh. Oh, okay. Let's see what happens here. I don't know if that's going to change anything, but... There we go. There we go. Actually, you know, if the Infinite didn't get played here, I would have lost that one. So that was lucky for me. Didn't see Arnim Zola coming, but I won. So that's what matters. Alright, so now we have like all of our discard cards pretty much here right at the start. That's okay. I'm not a big fan of the Clintar location. It makes it very easy. Oh, wow, we got an Infinite discard. Now we just need to get Hela in our hand. So the problem is with this one is that it makes it very susceptible to it playing a Shang-Chi. Oh, that was nice. And there's Hela. Now I just have to be careful about not discarding her. So I need to really watch out for that one. It's almost at the point where you could just save Hela and... Oh, the Super Flow as well. Ah, they played on the Super Flow! Yeah, so I'm really hoping this goes well. It's okay to discard Gambit, because that's a very good play with Hela later on, because you get a free, and you don't have to be worried about his discarding later on. So if you're able to discard Gambit, that's perfectly okay too, because it's going to trigger his effect on turn 6. Which we did get! So we've had 2 good discards here, actually. So I'm quite happy with that. Now we kind of just need to avoid getting rid of Hela. So I'm hoping we get like a Jubilee... nope. So we... If I play Moon Knight, it's a 50-50 chance that Hela gets discarded. And at this point, I don't think that I'm willing to do that. I don't like those odds. And of course, Lady Sif is a guaranteed discard for Hela, so you really have to be careful about that. There goes my blade. That's unfortunate. That's also unfortunate. Could have played Invisible Woman a little bit. Who's next? How many cards do I have left? 3 in my deck. Yikes. Okay, so I guess we're going to be playing Black Panther here. And then next turn, it's not going to matter too much. So I guess I'm going to have to play Hela on Clintar and hope that some of these characters land in the Sanctum Sanctorum, I think is the plan. There's going to be 3 here, so I don't know what the odds are. Sometimes you can get anywhere from 3 to 4 discards in a match, though, and it can go really, really well. The Hulk, yeah, so we're just gonna have to hope for the best here. Some big cubes here. Don't let me down. Come on. Nova. Ooh, oh, well, that was... Oh! Quack! I still won, but that was super dumb that it cleared out Nova. Oh my god. Screw rocks. Okay, everyone, so that's the gameplay footage for the Hela deck. Now, I have to say, and probably what you've seen in this video, is that it's very random. And I would say the most randomness that can happen in this deck is you accidentally deleting Hela, which was probably very evident in some of my footage. And if you haven't, cue the montage. Unfortunately, there was Lady Sif there. So I think, yeah, she's absolutely going to flip. I didn't know what was going to happen before. There's some pretty good odds it's not going to delete Hela. Is Lady Luck in our favor? No! Because really, at the end of the day, you know, that's what you have to be concerned about. Accidentally deleting Hela, and that kind of screws the deck. At least for me, that's my experience with it. But when it plays right, it really does play right. I feel that you do kind of need to have, and maybe I should add different cards into my deck. I'm very welcome to suggestions down below. I'm not a master player by any means, so any suggestions to change this deck, if I have the cards available, because I only have so many cards in my Pool 3 section, let me know in the comments down below. But I have fun using the deck, despite the crazy gambling nature of this deck. It's still pretty fun. So that's the end of this video, and until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Boilon signing out.